Hello everybody, I just wanted to show you a quick little test that I made using something new that I'm trying called Godot. It's a game engine, which is free and open source, and it uses GDScript, which is meant to be pretty easy to use. So the first thing I did when I downloaded Godot was I made a simple little realistic gravity simulation, and then here I added some controls to it. So if we run this real quick, I'll open it up and you can see the blocks falling, and I can use the arrow keys to move them around. But you may be wondering why I have one with the Godot icon and one with the Rust logo. And that is because this code right here only controls the Godot block, and my project was to create a script in Rust that can be used in Godot. So to do that, I had to use this crate, which basically just contains a bunch of GD native bindings that can be used in Rust, and it took me a while, but I eventually was able to figure it out. Maybe I should put this on GitHub. That would probably be a good idea. But the left block is controlled using Rust code, and the right block is controlled using Godot. I messed up this one though, so the buttons are backwards. So if you press the left button, it goes right, and if you press the right button, it goes left. But if I can go back to it, you can see you can move them back towards the edge, and they'll fall off the cliff. Okay. So you may be wondering why I went through all the work to make Rust work in Godot engine. And here, if I go back into 2D mode, I have two labels, one just marked GDScript and one just marked Rust. And, oh, wrong thing. If you go into script, I have basically the most naive and terrible Fibonacci function possible. So, all I did was I created another version of this, but in Rust, and it waits for the Godot script to run first, so they're not both running at the same time. And it's using the process, so the shortest that this could ever take is like 0.016 seconds, because process only runs once every 60 seconds. Oh, I'm sorry, 60 times per second, 60 frames per second. So, but I have the same thing right in both, and we can compare the speeds of the two. So let's see. So there's Godot, it took about 1 second, and Rust, as you can see, took about half of that time. And here you can see the game frames per second. So here it's still running at 60. When Rust was running, it was going at like 45 frames per second. And when Godot was doing its thing, it was going at like 1 frame per second, which is hilarious. Actually, you know what I can do? I think if I go into project settings, something in here will let me change the number of frames, the speed limits, VRAM, maybe it's under window. thought I saw something in here. Maybe I can search FPS common. Physics frames per second. Wait, is there also something here? Force frames per second. Okay. Let's see if we can get, if there's any change when we do, say, I want to do 1,000. Let's do like 240 frames per second. And let's hope that doesn't break anything. Okay. So it didn't change all that much. And here we have like 2-3 frames per second for Godot. And for Rust it's like 42. Oh, maybe oh, wait. Maybe I didn't save? Okay, it's still on. Okay, so nothing changed. Interesting. Okay. So nothing changed, everything is pointless, but the point is Rust is twice as fast, even with this process function. And actually I will note that Rust did have to calculate one extra number at the beginning, that it had to calculate 0, whereas Godot did not calculate 0, but it's 0, so it probably took like a nanosecond to do. Probably wasn't that big of a deal. But I just thought I'd show you what I did. I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah. Nice.